All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. We got another video for you. As usual, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. Been out of it the last couple days, had like a chest cold, whatever. Wasn't even at work yesterday, but I'm back today. You can probably hear it in my voice a little bit. But my last video, I know there's a little controversy about, I brought up politics. Obviously that was a mistake. I was just trying to make the correlation between the sports media and the political media. That's all it was. I don't support any political party. I've been out of that game for 15 years. I think it's all a scam. Only the actual politicians are the only ones that benefits, and then the corporations that donate to their campaigns, that's who benefits. That's just my opinion on it. But anyway, I don't support anybody. I won't be voting for anybody. I just stay out of it because I know ultimately it's not going to make much difference in my life. But I forgot how crazy people get about politics, as if one candidate or the other, and their life's just going to go in the toilet. Point is that in 2020, the media was saying how bad of a candidate Kamala Harris was, and now they are saying that she's a great candidate, and it's just they'll do anything to brainwash you into believing what they want you to believe. They're all in cahoots with each other. They all have agendas. They all have operatives within the media. That was my point. Not about picking sides. Believe me, I don't care about that stuff at all. But anyway, back to the stuff that matters. Why I think that a lot of you guys subscribe to this channel is we're going to get to player comparisons, taking different angles that you never hear the media talk about, for good reason. This one here is real simple. Now, I kind of did a series of videos about how good did a team do when they won 50 games against teams that won 50 games, and how'd you do when you won less than 50 games. This is in that series. This is quite simply, how did the all-time greats do when they played 60-win teams? And I understand some of these 60-win teams need context because some of the conferences were really hard and some of them were really weak. So winning 60 games in a weaker conference isn't such a big deal as doing it in at least middle of the road or a strong conference. I get that. But all in all, it's going to even out within reason. It's not like somebody's entire era was tough the whole time and somebody else's was easy the whole time. I mean, there's a couple of guys in there that almost all, but number 25, Nikola Jokic, has only played the equivalent of a 60-win team, and that was the 2020 Lakers, and they lost. So Jokic is 0-1. Giannis has never played a 60-win team. Elgin Baylor, he played 3 of them. The 62 and 65 Celtics lost both those series, and then the 1970 Knicks lost that one as well. 0 for 3. David Robinson, 93 Phoenix, he lost. 98 Utah, lost, and beat 2003 Dallas. So 1 out of 3 for him. Bob Pettit, he only ever played 1, the 1960 Celtics, and lost. 0 for 1. Kevin Durant, he's played a few. With Golden State, not on Golden State. 2012 San Antonio, he won. 2014 San Antonio, he lost. 2016 San Antonio, he won. 2016 Golden State, he lost. That was that up 3-1 and lost series. 2017 San Antonio, he won. That was the Kawhi Leonard injured series. In 2018 Houston, he won. And again, that was Chris Paul injured when they were down 3-2. For a 4 out of 6, which on its face looks really good, but when you look deeper into the injuries and being on a super team, I mean it's just okay. On its face that is pretty good. The individual game records are 21 and 15, which really isn't that great considering the super team and the injuries that he faced in that. But anyway, that's what it is. Karl Malone, he faced 7 60-win teams in his career. Lost to most of them. The 88 Lakers, lost. They were 62-20. The 91 Trailblazers lost. 96 Seattle lost. 97 Bulls lost. 98 Lakers, the only 60-win team that Karl Malone ever won. And the 98 Bulls lost. So 1 out of 7. So it is what it is. Or I'm sorry, also the 2002 Sacramento Kings. They were 61-21. That was that 17. 1 out of 7. But an individual game record of 15-20, which is actually pretty good. He lost a bunch of them 4-2 or 4-3. Kevin Garnett, number 19. He lost to the 98 Supersonics, the 99 Spurs, and beat the 2010 Cavaliers. 1 out of 3. Individual game record of 7-8. Not bad. George Mikan only ever played one that was the equivalent of 60 wins. The 1950 Syracuse Nationals, he won that series 4-2, so he won 1 of 1. Oscar Robertson lost both, but they were the 2 of the top 5 best regular season teams of all time. The 1967 76ers, who were 68-13, and the 1972 Lakers, who were 69-13. Of course, he lost both those 0-2, but whatever. Steph Curry only ever played 2 60-win teams in his entire career, and both of them had serious injury implications, and he was on a super team. 2017 Spurs and the 2018 Rockets. I just covered that in the Kevin Durant 2 for 2, but I said, like I said, a lot of context needed there, but on paper, yeah, 2 out of 2. Moses Malone. Well, the reason I bring that up is because they're no longer a 60-win team as currently constructed, especially when you lose your best player, as in the case of the Spurs in 2017, or your second best player in Chris Paul at 2018 Rockets. You're no longer a 60-win team as it was constructed, in my mind. Technically, yeah, but reality, no. Moses Malone, number 14, lost to the 1980 Celtics and the 1985 Celtics. 0 for 2. Jerry West, he won 1 out of 5, but had stiff competition, so he gets a little pass. 62 Celtics, 65 Celtics, the 1970 Knicks, the 71 Bucks, and the 72 Bucks. The only team he beat was the 72 Bucks. Individual game record, however, of 12-18. He lost in 7 to the 62 Celtics and the 70 Knicks. So, he was pretty competitive. Dr. J actually did pretty good. Beat the 1980 Celtics, who were 61-21. Lost to the 1980 Lakers. Beat the 81 Bucks. Beat the 82 Celtics and lost to the 85 Celtics. Won 3 out of 5, which was, pretty good. If you're winning more than you lost, that's good. It just is. LeBron James lost to the 2006 Pistons, lost to the 08 Celtics, beat the 2011 Bulls, lost to the 2014 Spurs, beat the 2015 Hawks, lost to the 2015 Warriors, the 2016 Warriors, and beat the 2016 Warriors, lost to the 2017 Warriors. Won 3 out of 8 series against 60-win teams. So you take that for what it's worth. Some of those teams weren't really great 60-win teams in a weak conference. Some of them were really good teams, just depending on situation. But all told, he won 3 out of 8 times he faced a 60-win team. Shaquille O'Neal, he faced 9 60-win teams. Lost to the 96 Bulls, lost to the 97 Jazz, beat the 98 Sonics, lost to the 98 Jazz, lost to the 99 Spurs, beat the 02 Kings, lost to the 03 Spurs, beat the 06 Pistons, and the 06 Mavericks. So he won 4 out of 9. An individual game record of 19-28, which really isn't that great, considering he was on a good team almost his whole career. Tim Duncan, he played 6 60-win teams, kind of low for somebody who, played for so long in a tough conference. Lost to the 98 Jazz, beat the 03 Mavericks, the 05 Suns, lost to the 06 Mavericks, beat the 07 Suns, and lost to the 2013 Heat. 3 out of 6 for an individual game record of 19-17, which actually that's not bad. It's decent, pretty good. Hakeem Olajuwon, for somebody who never won 60 games. Never. beat the 86 Lakers, lost to the 1990 Lakers, beat the 95 Jazz, beat the 95 Spurs, lost to the 96 Sonics, lost to the 97 Jazz and the 98 Jazz. Won 3 out of 7. Individual game record of 16 and 19. To me, remarkable considering he was always the underdog. Literally, in all 7 series, Olajuwon was the road team. And you won 3 of those against 60-win teams. Incredible. Incredible stuff. Wilt Chamberlain. He played a few, mostly, the Celtics of 62 and 65, lost both those. Beat the Celtics in 67. Lost to the 70 Knicks, lost to the 71 Bucks, but beat the 72 Bucks. Won 2 out of 4, but an individual game record of 18 and 19, which is pretty good. About 500, considering. Larry Bird, he won 1 out of 3. Beat the 81 Sixers, but lost to the 85 Lakers and 87 Lakers. Number 5, Kareem. Lost to the 1970 Knicks, lost to the 1972 Lakers, lost to the 83 76ers, lost to the 84 Celtics, beat the 85 Celtics, and lost to the 89 Pistons. Won 1 out of 6 against 60-win teams, with an individual game record of 10 and 22. And that's part of the reason why I don't have Kareem in the GOAT conversation. When he had a good team, now he may not have had the best team, but when he had a good team and he went up against, upper echelon elite teams, he got shellacked most of the time. And that's just, what I just can't get past that. So anyway, Kobe Bryant, people like Kobe Bryant had the same resume as Shaq up to that point. They beat the Seattle in 98, lost to the Jazz in 98, lost to the Spurs in 99, beat the Kings in 02, lost to the Spurs in 03, yada, yada, yada. Lost to the Phoenix in 07, lost to Boston in 08. He won 2 out of 8 series against 60-win teams for an individual game record of 14 and 28. Now, I can excuse probably the 07 Suns, and maybe the 97 Jazz because they weren't, he wasn't even starting yet. Okay, maybe get a pass on those. But the rest of them, you had Shaq, and then you were, you had a really good team from 08 through about 2012. So, but his competition was stiff, but at the highest elite level, Kobe only won 2 out of 8 series. Just saying. Individual game record of 14 and 28, winning a third of the time against 60-win teams. It's not awesome to me. Magic has the same sort of issue. Now, he beat a lot of good teams. His finals competition was the stiffest by far. I don't want to hear about LeBron's. I mean, sure, Jerry West and Wilt, they had stiff competition too. But every series, they got no easy win in the finals. Everybody was tough. But against 60-win teams, Magic had the same thing as Kareem. They beat the 76ers in, 1980. They lost to them in 83. Lost to the Pistons in 89. They beat the Celtics in 85. They beat the Magic beat the 91 Trailblazers, who were 63 and 19, to get to the finals. That was a big win, and lost to the 91 Bulls. He won 2 out of 6 for a 12 and 20 individual record. But again, he played cream of the crop, but not quite as bad as Kareem, who only won 1 out of 6. When given opportunities like the 91 Trailblazers, he beat them. 91 Bulls, I know a little bit of that was because Worthy was hurt and Scott, but I'll never say that the Bulls were going to lose that series no matter who was healthy on that team. The Bulls are just a better team, hungry, all that. Bill Russell, believe it or not, only played 2 60-win teams, or the equivalent of 2 60-win teams, his entire career, and he split, both with the 76ers. He lost to them in 67 and 5, beat them in 68 and 7. So he won 1 out of 2 with an individual game record of 5 and 7. That brings me to my number 1 player, Michael Jordan. Now you can add all the context you want. Now, if you're a Jordan hater, you're going to have no problem saying, Yeah, why didn't he beat the 86 Celtics or the 89 Pistons? You're going to have no problem talking about that, right? Even though the 86 team, his team was won 30 games, and he wasn't even there all year. But anyway, 89 Pistons, they took them to 6 games. Pippen was out in game 7. I'm not making an excuse. I'm literally saying what happened. They lost. They weren't going to win that series even with Pippen, most likely. Detroit was just the best team in the league under those rules at that time. So yeah, he lost his first 2 against 60-win teams, the 86 Celtics and 89 Pistons. I agree. But then, as the road team beat the 93 Knicks and the 93 Suns, swept the 96 Magic, beat the 96 Sonics 4-2 in the finals, beat the 61-21 Miami Heat in 97 in 5 games in the Eastern Conference Finals, beat the 97 Jazz in the finals, who were 64-18, pretty good record, and then beat the 98 Jazz, who were 62-20 in 6 games. So all told, 9 60-win teams, which is, a high number, won 7 of 9. So that's by far the best on this list. Now you can add in some context, sure, go ahead and add in context. If you want to mention, the expansion, I looked into it. The expansion did not matter much on record. Like, let's take the 1990 Lakers. They were 63-19, right? Okay. When you take out the expansion teams, that was 10 games. They went 9-1 against the expansion. So they'd have been 54-18. Exactly, if you take the expansion out. So that's exactly 75% of the time. So they were on pace to win 61.5 games. If they were just to play, if you took the non-expansion team schedule that was 54-18, and then you just took that number and made it up to 82 games, 61.5. So I'm just saying, you round that up to 62. So what? They got 1 extra win. It's crazy. But anyway, that's it for this video. As usual, and again, I wasn't even looking I just wanted to see, how did they do? How did these players do against 60-win teams? And, Michael Jordan did the best by far. It was only a handful of people that even won more than they lost against 60-win teams. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.